Hey everybody, and welcome back to my weekly reading vlog where we're getting a late start again. It's Wednesday. It is Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and part of the reason that I have put off starting this reading vlog is because I have made very little progress on either of my books. So first up, Inheritance by Christopher Paolini, the fourth book in the Inheritance Cycle series, which starts with Aragon, and we're following our main character of Aragon, who is a farm boy who finds a dragon egg. It hatches. He becomes the youngest dragon rider in like a century, and everybody pins their hopes on him toppling the tyrant king. This is the fourth book, and so I can't say much about it without it being spoilery. And I am now on page 82. And yes, there is some amount of avoidance going on with this particular book because I'm not excited to read it, but I've also just been super busy, so, you know. And then I'm also in the middle of Letters to the Pumpkin King by Shauna McGuire, which is a nonfiction bind-up of a lot of her blog posts, as well as about 100 pages of poetry at the back. And I'm on page 22. And it's enjoyable. I really do like it. I've seen some of these posts before, so that's interesting. It's interesting, and it's also interesting that before some of them, Shannon actually puts a note for some amount of context. So, very interesting. But yeah, not very far into either of these. Like I said, there is some amount of avoidance going on because I am not real excited to read Inheritance. Although I am definitely going to bribe myself with like a pan of brownies when I finish this. But also, honestly, this is kind of the time of year where there's just a lot of like annual chores that happen, and there's projects that we're trying to do, and of course I added some extra things in, like trying to caption my videos again, which is actually successful at this point because I'm not captioning reading vlogs. Like I decided that it would be okay if I just didn't try to caption reading vlogs, but I am working on all my other videos. So yeah, just kind of a lot of stuff that's going on, and reading just isn't high up on the priority list. Now, I don't want to get into next week and still be in the middle of this. That's the reality. I think that it's likely to happen because we're already on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So 4 days to read 850 pages, or 4 days to read 770 pages. I can do math. I definitely got my degree in math. Goodness gracious. 770 pages in 4 days is kind of a big ask, and so I don't necessarily think I can do it. But I should probably try because I don't want this to drag on for too much longer. This is still fun. It's just like, it's not really a sit down and like read 50 pages because it's a nonfiction kind of essay type book where the essays are only like a couple of pages long, but you really want to sit and think about what it's trying to say. So there you go. That's what I'm in the middle of. Like I said, I'm doing other projects with the captioning. If anybody actually uses captions, please let me know what videos you tend to watch because I'll try to prioritize those, especially as I'm going back to caption some of my older videos. It would be nice to know if there's anything that I should prioritize. And then, yeah, that's a lot of what's going on. And other than like, I'm also thinking about my goals. I just released the video that was my goals update, and I've been thinking about the question, should I even have goals? Now, this was a comment as well. Like, there was the, why do you have goals? Just don't have them. But I've been thinking about it as well. And I'm really curious for your response. Like, do you make goals in general? Like, in your life, do you make goals? Are there certain things that you'll make goals for, but not other things? And what I'm trying to figure out is, why do I make goals for reading when it's supposed to be a very fun hobby? And I've got some thoughts about it, but they're a little bit scattered. So I just thought I'd put that question out to you. If I come to any grand conclusions by the end of the week, I'll definitely update you on that as well, especially since I'm sure that my reading updates are not going to be terribly exciting this week. But yeah, that's all I have for this update. Again, let me know. Do you make goals? If so, how, why, about what? Tell me about your goals. But that's it for this update. So until next time, bye. Hey everybody, it is now Saturday night at about 9:30, so it's time for me to close out this reading vlog. So, updates on my progress. Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. I am now on page 296. So making some very good progress on this. A little bit slower than I would have otherwise liked, but I'll take it as progress. So in this book, it's very much in the same vein as the rest of the series. If you like the rest of the series, you'll probably like this book. I am finding that there are a lot more battles in this book, and the amount of detail we're given, it feels like it's increasing, which is absolutely phenomenal. I didn't think that was quite possible, but it means that the pacing has definitely slowed down to a crawl. So it is very, very slow. Definitely not my kind of book, but I'm making my way through it. And then Letters to the Pumpkin King by Shauna McGuire. I'm now on page 76, and it's going well. It's not like earth-shattering, groundbreaking work. It's nice. It's stuff about what I would expect from Shauna McGuire, and it's just highly enjoyable. So yeah, this has been very good. And that's like literally all the progress on my books. Sorry. Sorry for the shaky camera. That's literally all the progress on my books. But I did figure out why I like to make goals. So two reasons. One is I do like to direct my reading to ensure that I'm not letting things get out of hand. Because, if you looked at my stuff like 4 or 5 years ago, everything was out of hand. There was way too many books on my physical TBR shelf. It made me anxious. I was in the middle of a million different series and didn't remember most of what was happening in half of the books. It was a lot of stuff that just didn't really make me happy, and so I've been doing a lot of stuff to kind of clean that up, and I use my goals also to continue to just keep an eye on those things so that they don't get completely out of hand, which I actually do like, and I'm going to continue to make goals for that reason. But the other reason that I was making goals is because, tangent, I do think that people in general do better with a mixture of maintenance tasks and improvement projects. Whether that's in your home life or your hobbies or your work or whatever, you have maintenance tasks where it's stuff you do every day and it keeps things running smoothly and that kind of thing. It's maintenance. And then you have improvement projects where it's you set out to do the task and it's a one-time task and then you're done and things are better. And I think that people in general do better with a mixture of the maintenance and the big improvement stuff. And just where I am in my life, I don't have a lot of opportunities for big improvement projects, and so I was using my reading and my books to kind of do that. And that made sense because I was trying to clean up a lot of stuff that was making me anxious from having, again, way too many books on my TBR shelf to being in the middle of a million series. I was doing those improvement projects. And now they've kind of switched over to maintenance tasks. And so, that was a big reason why I wanted to continue using goals as well. But I've kind of gotten to the point where, I've done a lot of that improvement stuff, and now I don't really have big improvement projects for, my reading or my books or anything. So that's no longer a reason, and that's actually kind of why my goals haven't been working, is because I made these goals trying to make them kind of these improvement projects, but I don't really need that anymore. I need the more maintenance, kind of just ensure that my books don't get completely out of hand. And so like, I'm actually really glad that I kind of figured that out. I'll look for improvement projects in other areas of my life. And like going forward, I think a lot of my goals are going to be more of that maintenance, like ensuring that I'm like continuing to read the books in my series and that my TBR shelf is kind of turning over um, relatively quickly, and that I'm continuing to, you know, watch what I'm reading and all of that kind of stuff. So there you go. That's why I make goals, and I actually do want to continue to make goals, and I figured out like why I want to continue to make goals. So that's all good. But yeah, in terms of reading, didn't finish anything, but I did make good progress. I am I will finish these next week. I know that I will, because like I am making really great progress, and I assume that that's going to continue, and if it does, then I will definitely finish these books. Um, but that is all I have. Leave me comments down below again if you want to talk to me about goals, or this idea of like maintenance tasks versus improvement projects. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. What have you been reading this week? I would also love to know that. But that is all I have for you. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And until next time, have happy reading, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!